Welcome to a tutorial by Tech Studies. Today we're going to be showing you real basic animation in Flash and getting you familiar with Flash. And I assume that you're a very beginner, as in you just barely got Flash and don't really know where to start. And if you're anywhere past that, I don't really recommend sticking around for this tutorial because it's going to be very simple. So go ahead and open Flash. I'm using CS4. It's okay if you're using an earlier version, that's fine too. But CS4 is going to look a little different if you're using a previous version. But if there's anything that's, really different, I'll go ahead and make a note of it for you. So go ahead and open a new file, and this is Flash. Off to the left, you have your tools. Some basic, some advanced, some you've probably seen before: text tool, line tool, pencil tool, shapes tool. Up here at the top is our timeline. We'll get more into that later. And off to the right is our properties panel, along with a few other things like color options, alignment, various information about what you have selected and stuff. And this is our stage right here in the middle. This is where all the work is done and all the drawings. So we'll go ahead and get started with your first animation. Go ahead and select your rectangle tool. Now if you want to use a rectangle, that's fine. If you want to use a circle or oval or a different shape, you can click and hold the little triangle at the bottom right of that, and you get a couple more options: an oval tool, and we'll go with the oval tool. For color, just do orange outline and just green hand side, that's fine. So we will create a circle. There's our circle. Select it, and before we can start animating it, we need to convert it to a symbol. And there's a few different types of symbol. There's a movie clip, graphic, and button. And for today, we're just going to select a movie clip. So to do that, you can hit F8, which is the shortcut for it. Definitely something to remember. You're going to be using that quite often. So here's where you can choose what type, and we're going to just give it a name. Naming becomes semi-important later on, but for now it really doesn't matter what you name it. It's all how you choose to name it. Okay, so now it's converted and we're ready to animate it. Okay, so we need to take a look at our timeline. Just a brief explanation. By default it's set to 24 FPS. I think in previous version default is 12. I can't be certain though, but it's okay if it's not. 24 just means 24 frames per second, which means every 24 frames that'll be 1 second. And you can change it to whatever you want, however high you want, but know that will definitely affect the speed of your animation. So we're going to right click on our symbol and click create motion tween, and of course by default, since it's 24 frames per second, it'll automatically assume that the shortest animation will be 1 second and put you at the 24th frame. And you can always move that to however many you want, but we're going to go back to 24 for now. And so right here's what it'll look like at the beginning. Right here is what we want it to look like at the end. So if we want to move it just across the stage, you can do that. And you'll see this green line. I'll get more into that in a second if you're using CS4. And to just test what you've done, you can just hit enter and play it. And there we go. That definitely moved it across the screen like we wanted. And we'll play it again. Yeah, that's what we want. And so we can shorten it down to about half that, put it at 12, and it'll go half, a little faster. We can put it at 70 if you want it. Of course, it'll go much slower. It's definitely something you just play around with and get a feel for the timeline and how much you want, how fast you want your animations to be. So we'll go back to 24. And if you're using CS4, I want to point out a new feature, which is definitely so much easier to use. If you've used any previous versions of Flash, you know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, consider yourself lucky. This is just the path. This green line is the path that it takes, and you can alter that path. So if we made it arced like that, it'll arc like that and play through. If we bring it up here, it'll arc down. Same for this side. You can just play with it however you want to move it around. You can do that. So that's your first basic animation in Flash CS4. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and if you did, feel free to subscribe for more. And make sure to check out the next part of the series where you will learn how to do shape tweens and hopefully get you progressing. Alright, thanks for watching.